Hello, guys. Welcome once again. And today we're gonna be talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm so glad that the new season has started. At least something that will take my mind off the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's see whether R- RH OP is gonna do better than RHOA because I don't think I can go through what I went through RHOA. and I do hope that is a different I sincerely hope that is different because I'm not. Well, what did you guys hope for this season? You know, going into the season 8 of the Real Housewives of Potomac.
Well, I'm kind of hoping that, Robyn finds a conclusion to whatever she's going through. We'll get more into that later, but I'm hoping there's a resolution. Um, wow, it's just so much going on, and I mean, I'm glad to see everybody on the show. They're looking good, and it just looks like some spicy stuff ahead.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really excited for the season. I enjoyed the first episode, and I'm just looking forward to all the twists and turns. And it's one of my favorite ones of all the Housewives. It's like one of my favorites. So I'm looking forward to
Mhm.
seeing how things turn out this season. And I'm happy that we haven't had any like spoilers. Usually someone tells us what happened this season. I haven't heard of anything that has happened. So I'm
Mm.
excited about it.
Yeah. Okay, so firstly, since you mentioned Robin, Living for Your Girl, let's talk about Robin. And um we had her and Juan in the first scene immediately the episode started, and they were having this conversation. For me, I felt this conversation was like, okay, let's use the opportunity and clear out everything because it felt so unreal. It was just too, I don't know. I've seen women stand up for their men and lie and try to cover up things, but this is bad. Because what kind of story? And she's like, oh, one wouldn't make up that kind of story. He would have made up a better one. Your question should be, why did he even make up that kind of story? Because he knows that you would believe every single thing that comes out from his mouth.
Mhm.
It was so funny to me, I'm not gonna lie. And the way she kept on, when they were having this chat with like the girl in the hotel room, the story this guy dropped. Oh, I'm just too nice. I was trying to help her, and I paid for the hotel. And she was like, oh, why didn't you sleep with her? Why didn't you go all the way if you went to the hotel with her? And I was like, did you see her? I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to help her. I'm just too nice. Like, really? You're just too nice. And when he talked about the London Mats, he was like, she's my assistant coach. Mm. It was so I don't know. Maybe you guys should just talk about it because that when he was talking and giving his excuses for himself, and Robin was giving excuse for him when they were having this chat, I felt in short, I didn't even know what to feel because I didn't know whether to feel pity for Robin or to feel sad for her. I didn't just know what emotion to have when she was listening and even justifying and even agreeing to the ridiculous. I've seen some ridiculous stories when men used to cover their cheating. This one I think, is amongst the top tier of ridiculous stories of why an excuse for why you were in a hotel with a woman and you paid. Like,
I'm sorry to laugh, but I just find it kind of crazy. You know, it's like I wish my significant other would pay somebody if you lost. Okay, let's get the story straight. This is what I heard. I heard her say, uh, the young lady lost her wallet downstairs while gambling. Is that correct so far?
He said at a casino. I don't
Yeah,
know if
at a
she was
casino.
actually in the process of gambling, but yeah, at a casino.
Okay, at a casino. Okay. She contacted him through social media when she needed help. Is that what I heard, or they had contact each other before, or
They had been in contact before, allegedly. And yeah, continue.
okay? And so she contacted him. So evidently she had his contact number to say, "Hey, I'm here. I'm in a bit of a spot. Maybe you could help me out." Whatever the cause is, whatever the reason is, I wish my significant other would pay for some woman's uh, friend, or whatever you want to call it, pay for something for somebody else without clearing it through me first. And we got a big issue that you might as well pay her mortgage and her rent too, and your new apartment, your new lifestyle. Because I'm not going for it. It was just, I don't know. It just kind of made me upset. Like, he's giving her all these reasons and skating around the issue. And, and she was like, "Here, I'm going to help you. Give me more reasons why you effed up, and you got me looking stupid here. You know, it just didn't make any sense to me. I don't feel sorry for Robyn because Robyn is very smart. This, so I just thought it was a bunch of bull. I feel like she knows what's going on, but she doesn't want to, she's trying to save face.
Yeah, I agree. The story is so far fetched, and that's why she says that she believes that it's true because it's so far fetched and bizarre. But what doesn't make sense is I believe she was supposed to be coming to town because she was supposed to be seeing somebody else. But then, and I don't know if the other person ghosted her, but then somehow he wanted to help. So that just makes no sense. So you go down to the hotel and pay for a hotel room for somebody, just some
Yeah.
stranger. Oh, I'm going to pay for a hotel room. Why didn't he share it with Robyn? Okay, she's stranded. Let's help this person. Just the whole thing just doesn't sound right. And of
Yeah.
course, you know, then she said something interesting tonight last night when she said, "Oh, we dealt with it." Then she said she cursed him out or whatever and told him to leave, and we dealt with
Yeah.
it. So was it as innocent as he portrayed it to be? That he was just trying to help out a person who was stranded, or was there something else to it that you're just not sharing with the public at this time?
Hmm. Yeah. It just sounds a little fishy, but either way, it's like, I'm not about to be played. You're not about to play me like a violin, especially on national TV, when I have options. One of the options is to stay here and to keep taking your bull, or the second option is to move on and do better. She needs to take a page out of Melanie's book, you know, because he's a clown.
And the way he kept on saying, people just want to hate on, just want to hate on us. I'm like, why is it that every time they get caught, it now becomes a storyline that people want to hate? People are just there. The headlines want to just find a topic to talk about. Why don't you just take accountability that, yes, I did fuck up? And she was like, oh, yes, you told me immediately it happened. I'm like, the only reason why he told you is because he knows he messed up. He knows that he was caught. If truthfully, if that lady that was involved in this whole mess didn't bring out the receipts and everything about whatever went on during that casino trip or whatever, I'm not sure Robyn will know anything. He wouldn't have said nothing.
Right.
He wouldn't have said nothing. So for her to sit down here and say the only thing, like she sat down on this couch, I don't know. I don't know. I think I was feeling a little bit of disappointment when I was watching the scene. Like, how would you sit down here and hear the story? Like the story. I've heard men tell better lies. I've watched other reality TV shows where men tell better lies about their cheating. This one, if I feel like even a child will listen to the story and be like, it's not adding up. It's not. The stories is like is I'm too nice, I'm too kind. Which is really what does it mean to be too nice? What does it mean that you're too kind?
And I think he said that he helps homeless people.
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
my god, that pissed me off the most.
Yeah.
Saying I'm not this is not the first time I help homeless people and give them like $20 or $50. So you do help the homeless, so does that give you a chance? You're now using the excuse of I'm too kind. I'm too nice. I'm too kind. Doesn't mean that I go into people's houses or I go and meet up a man that is not mine or anything because I'm too kind. What does being too kind have to do with you paid for a hotel room? You went. It's not only the fact that you paid. Like it would have been a different thing if he just paid because he wanted to help. I understand that. Okay, maybe she was in a situation, she was in a fix, and she couldn't pay and be like, okay, fine, I can help you. Pay, you pay and you go, right? That is what we call being kind.
I
But
don't
when you
know.
pay and you stay, is that called being kind?
No. But if the shoe was on the other foot, if it was Robyn who went to go pay for some guy's hotel room, you know, when the situation be different, wouldn't he be upset? Like, why are you paying for this guy? How did you even know about this guy? How did he get in contact with you, whether it's over social media or he had your direct number? You know, why are you doing this? It would be a totally different situation. And then another thing I wanted to talk about him and the assistant coach washing uniforms. Well, I didn't know that was the coach's job, was to help wash uniforms. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you're doing extra because you want to. I don't think that's in the job description. So I would definitely have a problem with everything he's doing, from the chick from Canada to this hotel madness. Oh, and let's not forget about all the gay accusations. You know, like he's doing too much. I would be fed up. I mean, just fed up to where I'm ready to upchuck.
Well, Robin gave
I
a good explanation for the washing. She was saying that the school is like an HBCU where they don't get a lot of funding. So I believe she said that there are oftentimes when he brings the uniforms even to their house, and that's why she has two washing machines, because there are times when he does wash the uniforms at their house. But I believe this was a road trip, and so that's why they were at the laundromat washing the uniforms.
Oh,
That
okay.
was her explanation.
Okay, well, I mean, if that was the truth,
Say it just
maybe,
gets better and better.
yeah, maybe I would kind of side eye that a little bit. But the rest of that stuff, like, it's too much. It's just you're moving all wrong, and it is too much for me to handle.
Yeah, like the nail shop. Why were you at a nail shop?
exactly like what when she won't talk about the nail shop, I can understand the laundry room. Probably yes, they didn't get enough funding, so they had to do their stuff by themselves, and people were just trying the media was just trying to bring out news and everything. I can understand that part. But what, okay, what excuse would he give for being in the nail salon? And I was like, sometimes I go to the nail salon and I just invite. Like, why? Why would you invite another woman to the nail salon? Not your wife, not your daughter, no, nothing, not your family member, not your mom, not your sister, but another woman to a nail salon.
Mm, yeah, that's really, really fishy. And I wouldn't like that one either. He is just doing too much. I mean, does he go with Robyn to get her nails done? You
That's a
know,
good
it,
question.
yeah, is he there picking out Robyn's new nail color? You know, is he paying for these services while he's there with her? Like, honey, I'm treating you. Let's go out to lunch after this. Or like, what in the unmarried marriage is going on? you know,
and
Jeez.
the way she was like, I know Coach Brie, she's beautiful. People always say she looks like me. I was like, wow,
Yeah,
wow.
that I was surprised when she said that. And I saw the lady. I don't think they look alike.
That's funny. Hey, look, let me tell you something about some people. Some people will look at Beyonce and they will say, hey, I'm gonna do my makeup like Beyonce, I'm gonna try to dress like Beyonce, I'm gonna do my hair like Beyonce, whether it's their hair or a piece, a wig, or whatever. When they look in that mirror, they see Beyonce. So she is. But I haven't seen a picture of the woman. You guys said she doesn't look like Karen.
She
I
doesn't.
No, no, she doesn't look like Robyn. Robyn said that she looks like Robyn, but I
Oh,
don't
I
think she
thought you
looks
were
like
saying.
Robyn.
Oh, I thought you guys were referring to the time when Karen said that.
Oh no,
No,
not
no, no, no,
then.
no.
Because remember, she said once upon a time it was a young lady that Robin's husband was out dating that looked just like her. Do you guys remember that last season?
Oh
Oh,
yes, of
Karen,
course. Yeah,
yes,
yes, yes.
yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought you guys were referring to. But no, I haven't
No.
seen the new Robin. I haven't
If,
seen
if
it.
even if my own is, even if the lady looks like you, why do you have to come up and be like, oh, she's a very beautiful lady? Yeah, she looks. People always say you look alike. Like, are you comparing and trying to give yourself an excuse why your husband should be looking at her just because? Oh, so the
She
only
looks
reason why
like
your husband is looking at her is because she looks like you. Like, that's how I felt. That she was giving herself an excuse why her husband will be out, um, inviting her places, going places with her just because she looks like her. That was what I felt like she was doing, excusing and giving her husband reason why he should do what he's doing.
well, she's crazy because I would never excuse that behavior. She could be my carbon copy. You know what I'm saying? We could have been born twins. And I'm not a jealous person. It's just I don't like sharing, you know. And if we're gonna share, please let me in on it, because hey, maybe I want to do a few things my own self. You know what I'm saying? So let's not be selfish here. It takes two to make a relationship. You know, so yeah, I, I wouldn't care if we looked so much alike you couldn't tell us apart. That's not an excuse for you to do the things that you do.
Yeah. So okay. My- and in the episode they talked about candies and everything, and they brought out sweets and you know about last season. There's this tweet that was very like that caught my eyes when someone said, "Why would Robyn marry Juan again after another cheating scandal?" That's a very big question. Like, why would
Mhm.
she have married him after another cheating scandal?
I don't
Why did
know.
she go ahead with that wedding? Because I don't understand. She said they were going through this stuff about the casino stuff, like during the time before they did the wedding. Like, I don't understand what frame of mind she was in for her to continuously and went through, I was so through with the wedding.
I don't know. Yeah,
A bit,
it's just all crazy to me. You know, it's just like I don't understand. I mean, is it maybe because this is what the Housewives of Potomac, right?
yeah,
And if she's not with Juan, she's no longer a housewife, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but
So
she hasn't been a housewife in a long time. When we met her, they were divorcing.
true, true, true. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it. I just I can't.
Okay, let's move on to this gathering. And some of my favorite people here. We have Karen, Candace, and Wendy here talking about the events or things that went on last season, and especially focusing about Robyn. What did you think about them discussing about Robyn? Because I felt like I know that Robyn and Gizelle really did some things to them, and it would have felt as if Robyn was trying to cover up her own mess with theirs. But I didn't understand why they were talking about it on this date.
Well, I didn't really understand why they were discussing Robin, and her situation, why she wasn't there. I mean, at least invite her to the meal and have that conversation with her there because somewhere between these three women, and I would say probably by Candace, this is going to get miscued, and the delivery is going to be all wrong when it gets back to Robin, you know, because Candace already is kind of upset with Robin.
Yeah, I enjoyed the sit down. I thought it was so cute to see the ladies together. They all looked great. And Robyn and Karen are not cool. And remember, Wendy and Robyn are not cool either. Remember the way that
Oh,
Robyn treated Wendy last season? Just
yeah.
horribly.
But I thought they
Yes.
made up. They even
Did they?
kissed, didn't they?
They
They
made up.
kissed.
Right, and then she did not invite her to something else, though. Wasn't there
Oh,
something else that happened after that? I don't remember. I have to go back and watch. But I remember Wendy saying that yes, they made up at Candace's party for getting her degree. But then I think
mhm,
Wendy had tweeted something like, "Yeah, but something else is going to happen," something along those lines. I don't remember. Did
mhm.
she mistreat her when they were in Mexico? I
Yeah.
don't. I think she
I,
mistreated her when they were in Mexico, but I don't think that they were cool at this point. And then Robyn, remember what she did to Candace, putting that speaker out and playing that Instagram live,
yeah.
making yeah. So Robyn has, I guess, wronged all three of these people. But I just liked how they were really just rehashing the previous season. They did an excellent job of
Mhm.
rehashing what happened with Robyn, just kind of getting it all out there in the open because, of course, we, the viewers, this is something that we were discussing towards the end of the season when we found out about this thing that happened that Robyn never brought up. It's like, you had this going on in your household, but then didn't say anything about it. Plus, you allowed Gizelle to go on with her story with Chris, and you just sat back, didn't say any of the stuff that was going on with you. So
Mhm.
I enjoyed the little sit down. I like Karen a lot, so I
Mhm.
enjoyed it.
Yeah,
But I did
I
not know
that
that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just going to say I didn't know that Wendy was Catholic. That surprised me because I started reading her book, and I don't remember her
Mhm.
mentioning she was Catholic.
Mhm.
Not
that
that there's
that part
anything wrong with it. I was just surprised when she had her rosary and she was saying, "Oh, I take it everywhere I go."
that part that you talked about, the fact that yes, the last season Robin allowed Giselle going on Chris about the whatever thing she was feeling. Meanwhile, she had this whole storyline, and like I said, I felt like the ladies felt as if she was trying to use that to cover up her own mess, so that people were not going to, shine an eye on her. She was just using it as a deflection so that people were not going to notice. And my question is, if Robin could do that just for people not to shine an eye on her, how bad could it have really been for her to focus on somebody else so that it was not going to be on her? Because the way doing I don't know whether they're done with BravoCon right now, but during the weekend, there was BravoCon, and we had Robin, Karen, Giselle, and the new girl on stage, and they were chatting up, and I think the host that they asked Robin the same question, like, why did you think that you had to zone in on other people when you had this big drama going on in your life? And she was like, she made that excuse again that, oh, she thought that Karen was going to bring it up. And Karen was like looking at her like, why would I have to bring it up? Like, I don't understand. Like, so if I felt like she's like, oh, if Karen brings it up, she will now accuse Karen of bringing up that kind of issues that she didn't want to come out, and railing on Karen. Like, I feel like she was trying to set up Karen, and Karen did not fall for that. And now she's like, oh, I thought Karen was going to bring it up, but Karen didn't actually bring it up. Then she was like, I just felt like it was not something that was supposed to come to the public. And people, you could have seen the crowd was booing her on BravoCon. The crowd was booing her because what shitty excuse is that? You're saying that you felt like it's not something that needed to come to the public because of, it was not really appropriate. But you could talk about Giselle making up one story in her head about how Chris was inappropriate to her, and at the end of the day, he ended up being nothing. She was really booed at BravoCon. She was like, it's no, 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 it's not like, it was so, and like, I don't know whether you guys saw that. It was so bad, the booing that she was booed on BravoCon because of her hiding her issues with Juan. Meanwhile, reeling in on this Giselle and Chris's issue.
Yeah, I did see it. I saw that they did boo her, and then she tried to explain it, and then she's going back and forth with Karen, and it's just, yeah, Robin, there's just no way to recover from that because that was not right. Like the whole Chris thing, that was just insane what was going on last season with that. And so her excuse was, I was waiting for Karen to bring it up. But then everybody else, was Candace waiting for Gizelle to bring up that accusation about Chris? Candace wasn't
Mm-hmm.
waiting for Giselle to do. Giselle just went and just started that stuff. It's Robin, come on.
I was happy that she got a taste of how it is. Like, don't just go in and start talking about it when your house is not perfect. Like, when you go back, finding out about the issues that was going on in our own house, in our own house, then going back to the season and looking at the way she was, always talking about this Giselle and Chris issue. I was like, I can remember, was it on the reunion? I don't know. I think they played it in the episode where she was like, Chris, you will just take this as a learning point that a woman shouldn't be left, a man shouldn't be left in a hotel room with a single woman at any time. I don't know. I think they played it in this episode where she was giving that advice to Chris about not being
Yeah,
left
that
with a
was
woman alone.
yeah, that was during the reunion.
Imagine you giving that advice, but you had that whole scandal about your husband being with another woman, single,
At a
alone.
hotel, right?
that was that was funny. That was really funny to me. That was very funny to me. Well, let's also talk about Ashley. And did you hear her saying that she's dragging her divorce so that Her husband can be like a security to her for her mortgage and everything.
Yeah, I heard that. Um, Ashley needs to get a job and let that man go. Let him contribute what he's contributing to child support and everything, but just holding on to a person for what they can help you with. I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather struggle than to use somebody that I no longer have an interest in. You know? I mean, I understand, she signed the prenup and she gets nothing from the prenup, but as long as he takes care of their kids, she should be able to take care of herself.
I,
That's my whole thing.
yeah, I don't care for her. I don't watch her sing.
Okay.
Is it how you don't like Ashley?
I don't like her. I've never liked her. I don't like how from the beginning when she was starting mess, she started a lot of mess with Robyn the first season. She's just, I think she does stuff for shock value. She's so corny. She's not funny. It's so obvious the stuff that she does. I don't think she has a place on the show anymore. They've got Mia now. Mia can be messy. Mia can do a lot of these things. Gizelle is messy enough. What purpose does Ashley serve? I, I don't like her. I just I don't want to. I don't care. Like the stuff that she presents. Just what does she add to the show?
Ashley, like I myself, I'm not really a huge fan of Ashley's. I don't really like her like that. But when I heard that she was still holding on to her husband, I was like, let this guy go. Like it's not necessary. Like let him go. As much as you called him a bad man, a bad husband, why are you holding up to him? Why are you still holding on to him? Just because you want to gain some kind of monetary gain and whatnot, like it doesn't make sense to me. But let's just move off from her. I just wanted to point that out. Let's go to Giselle. Like, this our new Jason, this our new man friend. Are we calling it? Yes, a man friend, Jason. How did you guys feel about the man friend? Because I feel like maybe it's another storyline. The guy is on Winter House. It's from Winter House. So I feel it's another storyline. I don't know. I might be wrong, but
Well, all I can say is Stella got her groove back. Like if that's what she's doing, and her daughter seems to be okay with it because she knows that her mom is casually dating this guy, you know, and he comes over, he spends time, however they spend their time, you know, her daughters are cool with it. I guess maybe seeing her be lonely for so long and played and because basically her kids have seen all the relationships they've been involved, they've given her advice on her past relationships, so hey, that's what she's into. If it's making her days a little easier, hey, I'm good with it.
Yeah, I don't believe it either. I fast forwarded that also. Not interested. There was totally no chemistry. Um, and I did not watch Winter House. I don't watch Winter House, Summer House. That's not my thing. I don't watch those shows. But it seems to me like perhaps this is some sort of arrangement. Maybe they want to test him to see if he can do his own show. I don't know. I see they're cooking something. Is he supposed to be a chef?
yeah.
He's a chef. Okay, so I can see them probably trying to test him to see if they can develop something for him. I didn't buy it. I don't think there's any chemistry at all. And she needs to do better. She gives us the same thing season after season after season. These relationships and this guy, and then all of a sudden, after a while, you don't see these people anymore. Yes, it
She
was nice
she's
seeing
she's
the
the
girls.
candy of Potomac.
She did what?
I said she's the candy of Potomac.
The Kenya?
Candy,
Oh, Candy or Kenya?
candy. Like Candy always has repetitive storylines. That's what
Oh,
I
okay,
meant.
okay. I thought you meant like Kenya. Kenya always has these boyfriends that just
No, no, no,
disappear
no,
or
no.
these,
I mean for the
Candy. Okay.
repetitive
Storyline, gotcha.
storylines. So she's Candy. She's Candy. Well, anyway, let's move on to the most important part. Okay, this Gordon and this Gordon and Mia. What did you guys think about it? Like um him saying that he did nothing and they just pushed him off as the CEO of the company. It's not giving it being truthful. It's not giving that he's telling the truth because okay, he's saying that they don't. Yeah, it might be possible that they don't like him and they pushed him off as a CEO, but they've been like tax audit and everything. I don't know. I don't know who to believe. Whether we should believe them, but the downsizing was bad. Like, how bad must it have been for them to downsize that much?
Yeah, that kind of tripped me out. What she said they were in like 15,000 square feet to,
Mm-hmm.
oh no, 11,000 square feet to
11,000 square feet.
1,500, right? Am I right? 11,000 square feet to
Yes, yes.
1,500. Yeah, that's tiny. Oh my God. I don't know. Oh, I, in order for me to be in something that small, I mean, I'm not saying I'm in something gigantic, but dang, it would just have to be two of us because it's not enough room for a bunch of us. You know, that's tiny. And I feel bad. I don't know what went on, if there's any truth to it. You know, what his brother said that he wasn't listening. Like who has the most is it his brothers you know so for him to be the CEO and just get booted out like that, if he mustn't have that much shares, his brothers must have hold together more shares than he held in order for a CEO to be booted out like that. So it's just kind of crazy. I wonder what really happened. Like was there some maybe possible embezzlement or too many trips being taken under, the company credit card, or you know, I just really want to know what happened.
Okay. Well, for me, I really don't know what's going on there. But I just hope that maybe as season is going forward, we'll understand what's going on. But I just felt bad for her because the downsizing was very great. The size that she's living in now was the size of her closet in the former house. So I'm sure she would have gone through some mental checks just to be able to live there.
Oh yeah.
Now let's speak about Chris and Candace. I don't think anything much happened on this scene because they're just wrapping up everything that happened last season too, and he was trying to tell her that she should actually have a chat with Robyn. But do you think that there's like the friendship between okay, although they are friends, but do you think Candice and Robyn can get to a point where they can literally trust each other that much in their friendship?
Mm, I don't know. They've done a lot of arguing in the past, haven't they? Like when they first became friends, and I'm trying to think, was Robin kind of understanding, and being an ear to Candace when Candace was going through all this stuff, the rumors with Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, at first I think she kind of was. Like when they went out to lunch and she met them for lunch and Chris was not going to give her a hug and she said, "You better give me a hug." She did show some sympathy, but maybe it wasn't enough. I don't know.
Well, I just hope that this season we're not going to get anything about Chris again, and nobody's going to come for him. Nobody's going to say he was acting funny with them in any shape or size. I just hope that that's not going to happen. Let's go to the most important part of this episode, and that's the this whole chat with these ladies. Let me put it up on a big screen. You know, Ashley, Ashley and Clarice. Is that her name? I don't know how to pronounce her name very well.
That's it.
Cherise.
Therese.
Cherise. But please, I want to on. I didn't really start watching Real Housewife of Potomac from the beginning. How did she get demoted to a friend?
I'm not sure. I don't know if demoted is the right terminology. I think she just wasn't asked back. Some people say it's because she was not able to share what was going on with her divorce and her husband refused to film anymore. Other people think that she just wasn't bringing it, so that they didn't ask her back. But she gives herself credit for putting all of the ladies together, the original cast, that they were all friends of hers or some type of acquaintances of hers. But as you can see, she doesn't seem to have the star power to be a main cast member. I don't think she does. She didn't bother me when she was on the show years ago, but the show has really evolved in the past few seasons where it's just like
Right.
she even admitted herself that things have really, really changed from when she first filmed to now. Like, wow,
Mhm.
these ladies have really evolved. But yeah, in a nutshell, her husband refused to film. He told her he didn't want her doing the show. She did it anyway. And then I think she really could not discuss too much of what was going on with her divorce. And I don't think the fans really took to her too much. So I guess there's so many reasons. But no, she didn't come back after the second season. She didn't come back.
Yeah. Wow, that's bad. Well, anyway, we had this whole convo. How do you feel about this convo and how delusional Robyn was acting?
Robin act like she just suffered a concussion. Like, she's crazy, man. I mean, she was like, "Well, just come after me, then give me all you got, and hey, throw the book at me." And like, girl, look, your man is like gutter juice, and when he sprays on you, you smell, you know. He, I feel like he is playing her, and she's, I don't know. This is the first man that she's ever been with, and she's never dated before him. That was her first date. She fell in love. She got married. She got divorced. She didn't talk to nobody else. She got back with him. They stuck it out for years. Then years later, they remarried. Like, it's too much. Too much with the same person. You're giving him too much leeway. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she's like a one of those dogs. I don't know if you've seen. I hate to relate her to a dog, but this is just coming across my mind. Have you ever seen those kind of puppies? You play with them in the yard, and you put a collar on them, and you try and pull them to the concrete, and they don't want to go. I feel like he's pulling her collar, And I don't like it. I don't like when men do that to women, but then I feel like she honestly knows what's going on. You know, I liked how they got together and they wanted to support her, and find out what she's feeling and what she's thinking, but she wasn't ready to receive it. She didn't want that. So I don't know how it's all gonna turn out. If she's receiving bits and pieces and filing it back in her memory bank for later. I don't know.
I don't even think she was even listening at all because she was just there, was like she was also in defense of one, defense of one, defense of one. Like the part where she said, "Oh, should I be cussing him out till now? Should we get a divorce?" I'm like, nobody's asking you to get a divorce. If your own friend like Gizelle could say, "Babes, you are not okay. This is not on the right. It's not the right scenario to be going through." We all know that Giselle always has Robin's back, no matter
Yeah.
what.
Yes.
But she's seen the situation and she too is looking at it like, wow, these stories, everything going on, it's not making sense. And I love the fact that they told her that, okay, fine. She was like, yeah, we've gotten over the hotel stuff and whatnot. Then okay, the nail salon and the laundromat stuff. And I love what Giselle told her that, that is the fact is that one did not take your feelings into accountability because the weather is hot, everywhere is piping hot over you, like all eyes on you right now because of the situation of the hotel and everything. All eyes on you, and you didn't even think about that. Other people would have said, okay, fine, we have all eyes on me. Let me respect myself, right? And stay indoors or be in places that I need to be. Any place I don't need to be, I'm not there. Limit my interaction with the opposite sex so as not to create unwarranted attention. But no, he did not. It's the everywhere was hot, everybody was burning for you, everybody was looking at you, all eyes on you, and you did not still respect yourself.
I
I
totally
don't get
agree.
that. I don't get that. I feel like, like you're being delusional. And the part that I started feeling like I don't know what's wrong with Robyn was when she said, yes, my job was taken away. When she said that, I was like, oh, thank God, thank God. At least she realizes that happiness has been taken away. And she said, the happiness has been taken away by people that decided to just, put out things, write stories and blog and say, I was like, wow, that is who took your happiness. And her friends had to even tell her, no. The question is, okay, fine. Yes, people write about you, people, the news, the media, everybody's talking about you, but ask yourself, who is the center of all this? Like, that's the thing. There was an action that made every media outlet or anybody that wanted to write a blog or anybody that is doing a YouTube video or anybody that is reporting on this thing. There was an action that happened. I wouldn't just come up here. No, we would not have come up here if there was not an episode 1 of the Real Housewives of Potomac. We wouldn't have come up here. So there's an action, something would have happened for weeks for people to sit down and do things. So if you are blaming everybody that is writing the media, everybody that is writing storylines, everything, who caused them to decide, okay, we want to write a story on this situation? One, they didn't just wake up in the morning and say to write about one. He caused the reaction. So if there's anybody that you want to blame for your situation, it shouldn't be those people. It should be the person that caused them to put you in that situation. And My baby girl did not see that she was wrong in any way.
Yeah, the common denominator is Juan.
Hmm. She,
So she can't blame it on anybody else but Juan. These are Juan's actions. These are things Juan decides to do. But then you
did.
heard her say that she doesn't care. Didn't you guys hear her say she don't care?
Yes, yes, ah, she, when she said that, I was like, okay. I said, okay. And for the first time, I'm not really someone that agrees with Giselle like that. But I think I agree with her in this episode. And she was like, she's just being delusional and just like, I don't know what is going on. But a time will come when she will not be able to hold in everything again. Because, like all these ladies said, you excuse it one, you excuse it two, you excuse it three times. It will continuously happen. How long do you think your emotions can handle covering it up or making excuses for the situation?
Like, I can excuse it the first time. The second time, I'm gonna raise my eyebrow. The third time, you know, we have issues and problems that are gonna need to be solved by you changing your actions. If you feel that you can't change your actions, then this can no longer be. I don't have time to keep wasting, you know, and this is my personal life. I don't have time to keep wasting, you know. Um, maybe Robyn feels like, she's trying to keep the kids, the father with her because she's raising boys, and maybe she feels like it takes a man to raise young men, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know her reasoning, but she, when she said she didn't care, right there, that was a open passport for him to just run buck wild. She don't care. I'll just make up an excuse for the next one. She'll accept it. She doesn't care.
And
So
and and the way
go
she
ahead.
still kept on saying he would not make up this kind of storyline if it was not true. One is not that intelligent to make that kind of storyline. I'm like, did you see the part she was also trying to make excuses for why he lost his job?
What was her excuse? Oh, because of the co-worker or something, a co-worker and a student,
No,
something
that
had
was the
been
main.
said.
That was what the media brought out, that he lost his job because he did not report. There was like sexual misconduct going on in his camp. But she was like, he was like, he lost his job because they couldn't win so many matches.
Mm, maybe it was a combination of both. I mean, sexual misconduct. Okay, who reported that? You have to report that kind of stuff. So who reported that? Was it the
I,
co-worker?
I don't even know who reported it.
I mean,
I
what I'm saying, in order to be dismissed from a job for sexual misconduct, there has to be a violation, right? And then there
Mm-hmm.
has to be a report, right? And
Yeah.
proof, and some type of proof that this actually
Yes.
happened. So what I'm saying is, who reported it in order for him to lose his job? If that's what the media is saying, forget what Robyn is saying. Robyn has her own twist in her own head to make things sound better for her sake. That's how I'm looking at Robyn and her excuses. But if the media is saying this, then it has to be I mean, because can the media just report something like that without it having some type of truth or velocity to it?
I don't think they would if they don't have like a little piece of information.
Right.
I don't think they would if they don't have a little bit of information. I feel like um they did have an information, although sometimes this news outlet they just hear a piece and they run with it. Sometimes I don't always want to believe them until I see the real evidence. So, but the fact still remains that even if it turns out that it was real, Robyn will still come out here and justify it. That's one thing I'm sure of.
Right.
She will still come out here and justify the reason why such things happen. So, I'm I I'm tired of her.
Yeah.
I'm really tired. This episode alone, I was like, I don't think I want to see her justifying one's actions all through the season. I feel like as they've talked about this season one, this episode one, let it end there because I don't think I want to see her always defending him all through the season.
Yeah, exactly. When we know it's nonsense.
Yeah. Um, no, I just hope it gets better. But I did enjoy the first episode. At least it was better than the first episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. I can't wait for the next upcoming episodes.
Yeah, I too cannot wait for the upcoming episodes, and I hope they do amazingly great because I'm not gonna lie, if I see a hint of it being like Real Housewives of Atlanta, I will drop it.
Okay. I'm with you on
Bec-
that.
because I had to go through so much mental strain to be able to do Real Housewives of Atlanta,
Right.
and I don't think I have the grace. Right? I don't think I have the grace to go through that again.
Right.
I
I
don't think I
feel
have
you.
the grace. I don't think. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining us on today's review of the Real Housewives of Potomac. We'll see you guys next week again for the episode 2. Don't forget to also join us tomorrow for Married to Medicine for us to review. And don't forget to like and comment on our individual YouTube channel. You can click on the subscription button to Unfiltered Usos YouTube channel and also click on the subscription button on ShopRite TV. She was on here earlier on. You can click on her channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.